Hey guys, and welcome to askmark number 38. Happy Friday again if you're watching this as it goes live. Thanks for watching and safe swimming. Yes.
Where are you going, Sean?
I don't know.
You're going to the weird place.
I live in the weird place. Have you woken
up yet?
Yeah, I have. Technically, I've not had my coffee yet. It's sat there. It's a little bit too hot, guys. But anyway, happy Friday, everyone. Mark, how are you? Have you had a fabulous week?
Yeah, it's been fairly chilled, fairly sedate. Nothing overly exciting has happened. It's just very, very routine. Getting into that routine kind of thing. Kind of like, oh, Monday you do this, and then Tuesday it's that, and then Wednesday it's that. So it's just, okay. And yeah, nothing really exciting has happened.
Well, you need to shake it up, mate. Something needs to happen to you.
Something good, hopefully.
Yeah, something good. yeah. Don't want anything bad happening to you. Cool, man. Well, nice. Well, yeah, cool, nice. I've been prepping. It's my little one's birthday on Saturday, so.
Oh.
1 year old. He is one. Crazy times, mate. He's already got a better beard than me, so.
You'll stop measuring his age in months now.
I know. Like, well, what gets me is people that do. Oh yeah, he's 17 months old, and I'm like.
No, year and a half.
Yeah, whatever. Just say year and a half. Why 17 months? Anyway.
I just tend to make it up with the dogs because so many people, because my two dogs, they're the same breed, but they're very different sizes. Mm-hmm. So people are like, oh yeah, how old's the little one? And it's like, oh, it's about 3 years. Probably.
Yeah, that'll do.
I imagine it's different when it's your child, but...
No, well, it depends. Like, if you're having a general conversation, so how old you kid? I'm like, I think it's about 1 year old, 2 years old, or whatever. It's like that scene out of if you've seen Baby Driver, and he goes to check out the bank, and then the cashier says, "Oh, how old's your son?" And it's just like, "Oh, I'm he's like 3," and it's just like, "No, I'm like 7, mate. What's the matter with you?"
Yeah, he's on his mobile phone.
Yeah, he is.
No, mate.
What do you want about? Who won? You're not my dad's. Anyway,
scuba diving.
Diving questions. So question number 1 is from Ahmed. He says, "Hey guys, I want advice as per your experience. It better be about scuba diving. I would like to buy an action camera, and I need your advice to go with either GoPro or a Paralenz." So yeah, let's help him out. What do you reckon, Mark? What would you advise? And then I can tell you why you're wrong. I'm joking.
Yeah, you are better with cameras. Yeah. I mean, I've used both of them, and yeah, they're similar. Obviously, it depends which, because you've got the new Paralenz Vaquita, and then you've got about 7,000 different GoPros as well. But yeah, they're both action cameras as you described them, so they're more designed for video versus photo. They will do photos, but it's not really what they're designed for. The main selling points for the Vaquita are going to be the DCC, which is the dynamic color correction, I think they call it, where basically there's a depth sensor in the Vaquita, and the deeper down you go, it's auto sort of white balances itself. So it's bringing those reds kind of back in, sort of inside of the camera, as opposed to with a GoPro, you'd have to download the footage and then either do some clever video editing, or even before that, try and use like an artificial red filter over the front, or just a whole ton of light, whereas the Vaquita kind of does it all for you in the camera. It's also designed for scuba divers, whereas the GoPro has always been sort of, it comes with this waterproof housing and everything, but now the GoPro Hero 9, it is waterproof in itself, but only down to 10 meters, which isn't a whole lot of use for us as divers. You can do some shallow diving with it, obviously, but if you go beyond that, you're just going to flood it. You can get I think they call it a protective housing, which will take it down to 60 meters, I think, but that's another cost that you need to consider. Either one that you go for, you'll get some great footage. I think they both film in 4K. I think the GoPro Hero 9 even films in 5K now. But both of them are best done with like a sort of a wide tray. Just because if you're holding it like literally just holding it, you're going to get a lot of vibrations and your footage is going to be a bit wobbly. Whereas if you've got a wide tray, it naturally kind of slows those wobbles down a little bit, so your footage is a bit more streamlined. But if it's for scuba diving, I'd probably go down the Paralenz route. Not to say that the GoPro would come back with worse footage or anything, but it's what it's specifically designed for, to go underwater and go to really deep depths, and it's got that color correction, so you don't have to worry about the post editing quite as much. If it's for more sort of multi-sports, then maybe the GoPro, just because it's a little bit more compact. But either way, you've got good cameras.
Cool.
Go on, Sean.
No. Literally, like, I'd say you took the words out of my mouth. You did. Basically, if you're only ever going to use this camera for scuba diving, then yeah, the Paralenz has the slight edge. Other than that, I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole personally. There's no point. You're better off going for the GoPro. Again, depending on budget and stuff. Yes, you have to get additional housing if you want to go down deeper, so there is additional cost, but the longevity, the just what GoPro's about is worth the money, basically. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's all well and good that, you know, having the color correct system is great in the Paralenz. But if you are a dab hand at video editing, it's super easy to do. It's super easy to literally. It's a case of just finding the color hue and then either increasing it or decreasing it depending on what you edit on, and then there you go, problem done, problem solved. When it comes to the coloring of things, there's a lot more to it. But if you want the basic, yeah, you know what I mean. So, although Sean
will do a tutorial on it.
Sean will not do a tutorial, but yeah,
it makes it sound so easy.
Yeah, well, literally, it's just a case of increasing certain things. But yeah, it all depends on your skill set and your level set when it comes to the editing. Yeah, if you are just going to be going pure scuba diving, then yeah, Paralenz all the way. But if you do want to use something on the outside and you go, no, I'll go with the Paralenz, that's cool, but the Paralenz outside of the water is a bit of a clunky mess. You can't you can't attach it to your chest. Your helmet and stuff, that's absolutely fine. You know, if you want side view or even top view, to be fair, it's a little bit more aerodynamic than a GoPro because it's not a big brick, even though GoPros really aren't that big anymore. But other than that, yeah, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. And also as well, it's not designed to... I mean, it can be used for the outside. I'm sure when they created the Paralenz, they were like multifunction sport, but it's made for scuba divers by scuba divers. Yeah. Its home is in the water. Its home is not above the water. Again, just from the settings on the camera, it's designed to be underwater to flick through, you know, with the toggle system that they've got on there. Above the water, that probably is pretty fiddly, or could be pretty fiddly. So yeah, if it was me and I had either one in front of me, I would obviously go for the GoPro because I would use that for everything. The Paralenz, if you purely want something for underwater, go for the Paralenz. But the big thing is that, it's cool, you know, having the filter thing, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's super easy to do, but all you've got to do is there's probably a tutorial on YouTube. Take 5 minutes of your time and then boom, done. You can even do it again depending on your software, where you have adjustment layers. So you have an adjustment layer with all the settings that you need, and then you just drag it over the footage, and it does it all for you. Yeah, so you know what I mean. And also as well, if you go for GoPro, there's a lot more accessories to it. You know, so what you get with the Fakita, you get the grip. You get the 3D
all the different mounts.
The selfie stick. Whereas in GoPro, they do light systems. They got various different tripods, and also as well.
I was actually thinking of that because as I was originally like typing the response back, I was like, oh yeah, because you can get like these different sort of lenses on the front and things. I suddenly thought, in that external housing, would that still fit? I don't know, to be honest. I
personally don't know. At the moment, it might not do, but it could be a case of that whatever company. The thing is, the greatest thing about GoPro is that you always have the official GoPro stuff, but then you also have official other brands making accessories for GoPro, for scuba diving and for attachment, and you also get knockoff ones. So naturally, I would say if you're going to go, don't go cheap when it comes to buying a housing for your computer, because you will flood it. But if you're after little tripods and stuff, you don't always have to buy you don't always have to buy the GoPro stuff. And again, when it comes to housing, there's probably housings that have been made for scuba diving, for the GoPro by scuba diving companies. So yeah, I think, like Mark says, they're both good. If you're after purely something for Paralenz, go for Paralenz. But anything else, in all honesty, you're better off just buying a GoPro. Purely for the again, the lens mod as well. The gimbal lens is a fantastic feature. That saved GoPro as well. GoPro itself was when they released their drone and that bombed really hard. They had a couple of rough years. They had a couple of rough years.
What do they call it? They gave it a really ironic name. Karma.
Yeah, the Karma. The GoPro Karma. It absolutely bombed. And then because of that, I don't know whether their dev team or whatever, they obviously pulled focus on the Karma, so then the camera side of things potentially got a little bit lagged behind. So there's a couple of GoPros, I don't know, 6s or 7s that aren't they're not that great, whereas in the 8 and the 9 have been absolutely phenomenal, and that's mainly due to the lens gimbal, which is a really cool thing. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on, because again, we've talked about it, and basically buy both. If you're going scuba diving only, buy the Paralenz. But if not,
redundancy.
Yeah, just go with the GoPro. And again, even if you have a whiff, even if you have a hint of, maybe I can use this to film, I don't know, a party or something, or you want to go a day out and you on your motorbike or whatever.
Yeah, time lapse and stuff.
GoPro is a no-brainer, really. It's happy in both environments, whereas in the Paralenz is both happy in both environments, but it's much suited to be underwater.
It's what it's made for.
Yeah. Exactly that. Anyway, shut up, Sean. Let's go to question number 2. So
that'll be the new hashtag. Hashtag shut up, Sean.
Shut up, Sean. Hashtag shut up, Sean. Get on to the next question. So now question number 2 is from Radu, I believe. That's how I would pronounce that. Radu. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they say, hello. What are your thoughts on the Poseidon Cyklon regulators? Is that how you say that?
I love them. Yeah, Cyklon. Yeah, I actually have a set here. I love them to bits.
Literally, but that's a part of it.
Because it's in bits. Yeah, I mean, these were originally designed in like the 50s or something. I think they were the first ever single hose design regulator. So instead of those twin corrugated hoses coming in, and you've got like a combined first and second stage sort of in sort of behind your head, then Poseidon came out with the Cyklon and basically changed the scuba industry. They still make these. They are bonkers expensive if you're buying them brand new. The metal version I think is over $1,000, but the design hasn't needed to, I think they did 1 or 2 like design changes, upgrades, but since like the 50s, it hasn't changed a great deal. You
scuba divers really don't like change, do you? Why have they not put like neon lights on it and stuff? Pimp it up.
No. I quite like them because one they're really tough, so you don't have to sort of worry about it. But 2, they're ambidextrous, so there is no right way up, or there is no wrong way up, more accurately, in that when it's on the side, the purge is on this side, so you can purge it through there. The vent comes out of that side. So if my hose is routing in from my right hand side, I can still breathe from it. If my hose is coming in from the left hand side, I can still breathe from it. But more importantly, if my buddy needs help, you can just pass it to them. Whereas with a traditional second stage design, if you just pass them your second stage, or if you like rotate it, then the mouthpiece is going to be upside down. If your hose is a little bit too short, you'll get that weird kind of S with the hose, which can pull it out of their mouth a little bit. Whereas with a side exhaust second stage, doesn't matter. It can go in whichever way up. All you have to do is just lean it downwards so that any water inside the second stage can go to the lowest point and then get forced out. But yeah, it's so simple, very easy to sort of fix and service. Then you get the first stage. This actually has the cold water mod on the top of it, but yeah, compact little first stage, does the job. I'm not sure if it still comes with this first stage. I think it comes with the Extreme first stage now. I could be wrong, but it's simple. And touch wood, they've never let me down. I've dived in Arctic conditions with these. I've dived in tropical conditions as well. They're just a nice regulator, and they're different. I think that's why I like them, just because they're kind of vintage different. Most second stage designs are pretty much the same. On the inside, they'll be different. They'll have different sort of things and slightly different styles, but the overall style hasn't changed that much. I mean, we've got the Mars XR, what was it, a V something, which had that sort of ventral hose that came straight up. We had the D range from Scubapro, the D420. That's a little bit different, but still kind of the same. But yeah, side exhaust, you don't see too many of them nowadays. And I don't really know why.
I was going to say why. Why is it gone? Is it just gone from the fact that every manufacturer just has a basic model and everyone uses that basically, and the side mount has just gone to the side? Because again, if it's that easy to, hand over your regulator to your part, like literally just doing that.
Yeah, I think there is definitely an area of that, in that what I learnt with this traditional second stage design. My instructor was diving with traditional design. I mean, they have brought out some. Hollis had the 500 SE. They had the Omega 3. I used to teach with Oceanic Omega 2s, and the Omega 3 came out. Some people bought it, but it wasn't a popular, amazing regulator. It was a lovely regulator, but it just didn't sort of sell in numbers.
You've got to have the sizzle, mate. You've got to have a sizzle when it comes to the regs.
Yeah, I think where it is just different enough that people don't really understand it 100%, so they just go, oh no, I'm just going to play it safe and I'm just going to buy a XTX 50. So yeah, I think a lot of them as well, they're pneumatic. A lot of them are upstream as well, which kind of freaks some people out. But touch wood, it's never been an issue for me. So it's kind of creepy when you first turn on your regulator and it gasps. That kind of spooks a lot of people.
Oh my god!
No, the way the pneumatic system works is that it kind of releases a little bit of gas when you first switch them on. So you'll open up the valve, and if you just like really gently do it, like you kind of should do with most regulators, it'll just. You kind of have to shock it a little bit to create that seal, and then it'll work. They'll give you plenty of gas, pneumatic regulators, but it does freak some people out. But yeah, I love Cyclones. I don't know if I'd ever invest in a set of the metal ones. I kind of want the metal one, but...
Right, let's start GoFundMe, guys. Mark needs some regulators. Let's help him out.
A metal Cyclone.
He needs a metal Cyclone, bless him.
They are really
forget
expensive.
About doing GoFundMes to child ambulances or hospitals or whatever. It's all about Mark getting metal Cyclones. Come on, guys.
Where is it?
But then saying that though, if you had a metal Cyclone, and then you noticed your buddy was struggling, and you're like, do I have to really give you this? I don't really want your chops all over this, mate. If you can't take care of your own stuff, that gets you into that sort of pickle. I don't really want you touching my one, thank you. It's like when I buy Lego. Like there's certain things I buy Lego, I'm like, that's not going to get boxed up. That's going to get wrapped up. That's going to get put in the loft. Lego's an investment.
Cyclone, is that Cyclone X? Oh no, Cyclone X Metal. Except they've spelt metal wrong.
Well, that's always promising, isn't it?
Metal.
Mateo.
Oh, that's the
This is riveting TV.
Yeah, it is a complicated website. Anyway, I like them. They're a good
Hashtag
regulator in my book.
shut up, Mark. Sean wants to go on to the next question.
Go on then.
Cool. So the next question is from Ibrahim. Ibrahim? Is that how you pronounce
Ibrahim?
that? Ibrahim. Yeah, Ibrahim.
Ibrahim,
says, hey, Mark. No one ever asks, hey, Sean, do they?
Hey, Sean.
I know this is called Ask Mark, guys, but I am here too,
a sad meme with a violin in the background.
Anyway. No, do you know what? I'm not even going to answer your question or ask your questions. No, I'm not. That's mean. Could you do a comparison between the Scubapro Seawing Nova fins and the Tusa Hyflex switch fins?
Hyflex?
Yeah, Hyflex switch fins. Which one would you go for? Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. So Seawing Nova, so they're a hinged fin. They feel a little bit weird. They feel kind of floppy, but you do shift through the water. The new generation, the most up-to-date gen, I think they're on like generation 4 or something, is probably the best. So the first generation, even the second generation, the hinge was a little bit weak. So when they actually gave it to scuba divers, they kept breaking them because scuba divers will always do unusual things. So they had to redesign that hinge. But it's a single piece of monoprene, so it's nice and tough and comes in a whole bunch of different colours. The spring heel is a bungee heel, which I'm not a huge fan. Well, I like them. I'd prefer metal springs, but a bungee is the next best alternative. The Hyflex switch. The switch has a clever mechanism where you can basically disconnect the blade from the foot pocket, so they store and travel really compact for a decent sized pair of fins. It has a really nice angle of attack, and it has a very weird material. It's like a 2 or 3 material blade. And so you've got like the rigid rails down the side, but you also have this soft material in the middle, which creates a clever scoop. But it's a very sharp feel, if that makes sense. It's very crisp in the water. When you make a small flutter, you can make those corrections really, really smoothly. The Seawing Nova, you can do it. I think you can butterfly kick with them. It's not really what they're designed for, but it'll do it. So depending on your sort of kick style, I'd probably go for the Scubapro as like an all-rounder. If you travel a lot, then but like light travel where you just sort of have your essentials in a backpack or something, then I'd go for the Hyflex switch. But as a general like all-rounder, probably the Seawing Nova, just because they've ironed out all the problems nowadays. They've won design awards and they are surprisingly effective. They feel kind of floppy when they're on your foot, but you're actually getting places really effectively.
Cool. Is there anything else in the fin wheelhouse that's similar that obviously this chap hasn't mentioned? Is there anything else? Any other brand, any other style of fin? Yeah.
There's tons of fins out there.
Fantastic.
I mean, the Mares Extreme is pretty similar to the Seawing Nova. The Tusa Hyflex, they did a different version as well. I can't remember what it was called.
It's called the Low Flex.
I can't remember. There was the switch, and then there was the something else, and they were ever so slightly different. I mean, even the Seawing Nova, they have the Gorilla version, which is made out of a higher density, so a harder material. So if you want more power, then you've got the Gorilla, but I think it's only available in like 2 colours. It's like sort of army green or black. That's kind of it. But if you want to be a bit more colourful, then you have to go for the standard version.
I was disappointed. I thought you were going to say they were made from gorillas.
They haven't they haven't replied to my email confirming or disproving it. So I don't know. But yeah, there are plenty of fins out there. These are kind of sort of modern, funky designs. Yeah.
Cool. Guys and girls watching, listening, do you have either the Seawing Nova or the Hydroflex? Or Hyflex, sorry, not the Hydroflex. How Hydra? Ooh. The Hydroflex. I'll keep saying it now, the Hyflex. If you have any of those fins, let us know how you've got on with them in the comments below, please.
Hyflex Vesna.
Vesna.
Yeah, was the other one.
Fantastic.
I can't remember which one, or what the benefit of that one was. It has Tusa's unique APS, active pivoting system. They're just vents. It reduces drag whilst maintaining constant propulsion. So it's a vented fin.
There you go, guys.
That's what my RK3s do.
Cool. I knew there'd be the RK. I knew you'd get that in there somewhere. I knew it.
Well, the good old Scubapro jets. They were designed in the 60s. They figured that out years ago.
Swiftly moving on to question number 4. It's from Jay. He says, "Hey guys, hi. Firstly, congratulations, Mark, on the wedding. Cool, thanks.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Yep, we're married.
Thank you.
Yep, can't wait. Could you recommend a multi-tool to put in my emergency dive kit I take on holiday? Thanks, and keep up the great advice."
Yeah. I mean, if you just want a pure multi-tool, you can get Pandora Lab. They do one that's like shaped like a credit card, and that's got like a little bit of everything, but designed for scuba diving. There's a steel version and a titanium version. The steel version, I'll be honest, if you do want to put a lot of torque into something, it will bend. But for general sort of day-to-day kind of, just tightening things up, it is pretty good. Personally, I just bring an adjustable spanner, but a good adjustable spanner. The bad ones, the mechanism is a little bit loose, so you can strip a sort of a head or a nut if you're not being too careful. Also, keep it nice and clean. They rust so quickly in marine environments, so do sort of grease them up, and then I usually bring a set of Allen keys, just because they're not bonkers sort of big, but they'll get you out of dodge. If I'm trying to be like economic and not bring like a whole ton of tools, then I'll just sort of bring the specific spanners for my regulators and the specific Allen keys for my port plugs, and that's about it. I usually have like a Leatherman or something with me, just because they're useful for all sorts of bits and bobs. I bring some cable ties, replacement mouthpieces,
a machete.
That's
chainsaw.
It. You can go from the sublime to the extreme, but just sort of look at what you would most likely need to fix and bring that. The Leatherman will do a lot of things for like your fins, replacing fin straps and bits and bobs. The spanner for replacing hoses. A little bit of silicone grease as well, just in a small tub, goes quite a long way. And zip ties. That's about it, really. But for a pure like multi-tool, something like the Pandora Lab. That'll get you out of a lot of sort of problems.
Cool. Just to let you know, there are other multi-tools available in other retail outlets. You do not need to buy a specific Leatherman. Do you want to hear my story about the Leatherman?
All right.
Yeah. So basically, when I worked in an old hiking shop, I was sorting out the Leatherman displays. And someone knocked the cabinet, and one fell out, and instantly I went out to put my hands out.
No,
like that, and obviously
bad reflex.
It was a very bad reflex. It was the one, obviously, because it's a display. Everything was out.
It's like
Yeah, literally, I couldn't use my hands properly for months because just everything was stabbed into them. It was horrible. Literally, instant was like, oh no, that's going to fit on the floor. That's like a 200 quid Leatherman. And it's now covered in my red blood DNA. Lovely. and I cannot feel
Oh
my
no!
fingers.
Oh no! We can't sell this this Leatherman Surge or whatever it's called.
This is true. I sold it on eBay. I did not. It doesn't matter anyway. The company I used to work for technically don't exist anymore, so never mind. And that was all because of me.
Yeah, you just kept dropping Leathermans.
Oh no! What a shame. Oh no! I dropped this £400 hiking coat. It's got a bit of dust on it. Have to write it off. Thank you. Internet Fusion. I do not do that with the gear that you send me because I send it back.
I say we don't have that much access to stock. So.
No, we do not. Swiftly moving on before I incriminate myself even more. The next question is from Old Meatball. It's good to see old meatballs, mate. You always hear about the young ones and the youth meatballs. Good on you, old meatball. Good on you. Anyway, they say, what's your opinion on special fins? The fins I'm talking about are force fins, Scubapro, Seawing Novas, and split fins. I'm not looking to buy one of those fins. Just a question. This question is purely for fun. And he says, in brackets, I love my Seawing Novas though. So specialist fins, Mark.
Yeah, so the force fins are odd. They are very effective, and a lot of divers who sort of invest in them, like say they'll never turn back. In that they, instead of having your foot and then the blade kind of extends from your toes, they basically pushed it all back, and so you can walk around in them. If you see them just search for them, but they'll have that kind of like two scoop effect coming up around your toes, and yeah, people swear by them. I think my aunt has a pair. They're not cheap. They're quite expensive, but simple. Single piece of material, whatever it is. It's like monoprene, but technically it's probably not monoprene. And they'll have a bungee heel strap. There's a few different variations. You get like the standard force fin, and then you get the ones with the two little pegs on top, which are just more expensive. They're okay. I think if you can afford them and you want a pair of fins that you can kind of walk around in, great, go for it. If you're quite happy with just a traditional pair of fins, then yeah, they're going to do much the same thing. The Seawing Novas, yeah, as I said, they feel floppy, but you do kind of shift through the water. Split fins, they are effective, and I've actually had it with a I don't know what you call it, but it is basically a little box, a science box with a propeller on the front, and it basically measures water speed. And I tried it with my normal fins at the time. I can't remember what they were. It would probably be like a Hollis F1 fin or something. And then with a pair of split fins, and I was actually going faster in the split fins, but feeling like I'm using less energy. The downside is that they only do that. If you try and do a frog kick with them, they get confused. It's not what they're designed for, and they just kind of collapse in on themselves. So split fins, very good if you have sort of weak joints. You just want a very relaxed dive, and you are quite happy just doing a standard scissor kick. But for anything else, they're not sort of amazing. They're good for that sort of straight line speed and energy conservation. But everything else, not the best. It's I've said it before, I think on my channel, which was horses for courses, and I know that doesn't seem to translate. I know a lot of people get confused when I say stuff like horses for courses, because it's a cultural thing, and I don't think anyone understands it. But yeah, it's a matter of, if it works for you, great, use that. But yeah, I mean, I personally like a short vented fin, the sort of the jet style fin, because they're tough and they do the job. But yeah, if force fins work for you, great, go for it. If you can find a cheap pair online, then yeah, go for it. They're very easy to replace the fin straps.
I was going to say,
about
nothing. I looked at the force fins. When you were talking, I Google searched them, and they look like, when your kid learns to swim. That's literally what they look like. They look stupid.
Oh yeah,
they look stupid.
If you get the yellow versions, you do look like a duck.
Yeah.
When you're walking around. But yeah, some people swear by them.
If it helps you out, then yeah, do it. Tell me, shut up, Sean. I like them.
Yeah, I think they were originally designed for the military because they just wanted a short. Oh wow! I just found a split fin force fin. Design.
They look awful. Yeah, that also came up on my feed.
That's interesting. All right. Yeah, I think they were originally designed for the military because they just wanted a short pair of fins that you could like walk sort of around in, so you could like swim up to the beaches or something and then immediately sort of walk.
And then shoot people.
But hey, yeah, they do the job, and I do hear good things about force fins. So if you are umming and ahhing, I wouldn't worry too much. But yeah, they are quite expensive. Last time I checked, which is about 5 or 6 years ago, they're quite expensive.
Yeah. Cool. I'm very proud of you talking about split fins, Mark, because that's a very controversial topic, just like the quarter turn in scuba diving. Split fins, mate, they anger so many people. Where's it going? What are you doing?
I have a pair of split fins.
Are they the Atomic? No, they're Tusas. They're the Tusas,
these
aren't
are
they?
Tusa.
Yeah.
These are the Expert Zoom Z3s. Yeah, they have not seen the light of day in years, but... Yeah,
available on ebay.com. Just search for safe diving eBay. They have Mark's DNA all over them. Guys and girls, let's swiftly move on. Do you use any speciality fins? Split fins, force fins, Seawing Novas? Something else that we've not... Have you made your own speciality fin? Let us know in the comments below, please. And then we can have a giggle. Sweet. Next question. And the last question. I've saved the best till last. It's the most complicated question that you have ever will have to ever ask, basically. Or answer, should I say. I mean, ask Mark. It's from Anthony. Or Anthony, however you want to say it. He says, what product would you recommend to patch pinhole leaks? Thank you.
In your dry suit, you can actually get just dry suit repair kits, which are basically bicycle tire repair kits, but with that label taken off. I imagine there is some slight sort of variation to the adhesives, but Aqua Seal, because you get Aqua Sure and then Aqua Seal. I think Aqua Seal is slightly better for dry suits, and yeah, just get a circular patch of material. Some dry suits even come with them. You might have sort of thrown them away, but don't do that because they're quite handy. And then Aqua Sure sort of on the inside, patch it. And yeah, that's kind of about it. You want a little goes quite a long way when it comes to adhesive, especially like the 2-part contact adhesives. They are very good, but you want to use a small amount because otherwise you will just be like wiping it away. There's just too much. But you want something obviously waterproof, something like Aquashore or sort of Aqua Seal, and something that's flexible as well. A lot of adhesives they'll go hard. But of course you don't want that on your dry suit. You want it to be able to flex and bend with you, otherwise it will just crack. If you've got a neoprene dry suit, then you want something like sort of Black Witch or something, because I think that actually sort of melts down the neoprene just a little bit and then sort of bonds it back together again. But yeah, look for Aqua Seal, all one word, and you should have There is a version you get Aqua Seal, and then you get Aqua Seal with like an accelerator sort of built in, so it goes off really quick. But yeah,
cool. That was riveting stuff.
I know. Yeah. Patching holes.
Or
I think
you could use
Gorilla Glue.
Glue.
A video on it somewhere.
There is a video of dry suit maintenance where the old
from Oceanic.
It was Hollis. It was Hollis. Yeah. So Hollis. Yeah. How to repair your dry suit or something. Yeah. Because they went down to, is it Cornwall, wherever they used to be based back in the day. It's an old video.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the company because they changed their name.
Don't know.
Oh, it was years ago. But yeah, we've actually done a video of it, and Sean's going to do his best to dig it out and put a little icon card to pop up right then and there. Well done, Sean.
Yeah, you're welcome. Remember to do that, future Sean, please. That's it. Let's end it, Mark. 6 questions done. I'm ready to go to sleep. So let's do this. End it.
Okay, guys. If you have any questions you want myself or Sean to answer, if you have any questions, queries, kind of wonderings, or even corrections, because I'm not right all the time and the information does go out of date, let us know.
Don't say that, Mark. Don't admit that. We are a dictatorship. Simply Scuba is a dictatorship.
Let us know down in the comments below. If you do have a question, try and use the hashtag askmark. Anywhere in your comment just makes it a lot easier for us to find. Don't forget to check out simplyscuba.com and of course subscribe to the Simply Scuba channel. It would be nice to see more subscribers. We are definitely on the road to 100,000. It would be nice to see that by the end of the year.
Said end of the year.
Power of positive attitude. PPA, Sean. Anyway, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do us a favor and just sort of hit that subscribe button, please.
I'll break your kneecaps if you don't.
It won't happen.
It won't. I've never been in a fight in my life, so I'll run away like a big pansy.
A big Jessie.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.
You're not going to mention Teesprings? We've got a Teespring store. Come on, Mark.
No, I figured it was dragging on, so I just ended it.